we're live. Maybe I will, Afix, I just saw that you commented, and YouTube stream health is excellent. Welcome back, guys. Sunday Night Live. It's actually Monday, but, Sunday, Monday, doesn't really matter. It's all the same. It's just nightly. Instead of your nightly news, we have our nightly drone cast. Let me just make sure, like always, I check everything. Afix, I saw you commented, which is pretty cool. Afix is always first to comment. And I was thinking about you tonight. I was like, I wonder what he's doing. I wonder if he's like gonna be up. I was like in bed nightly instead of your, and I was like, should I go on? Should I not go on? And then I said, you know what? I gotta go on. It's been a while since I've come on. It feels like forever, but welcome to 2024, and the raffle's still going. No one's claimed their prizes. It's like crazy. Anyway, we'll start off with the raffle, right? Oh, and of course, I'm just going to close my screen because I don't need. Actually, I need the chat. Welcome, hey Fix, welcome to you too. I just need to go into my live video feed, and we bring the chats box out so that we know that our chats are live, and then we can sustain the health of the stream by not having too many windows open. All right, so let's just run the raffle, see who won, right? Wow. And the winner is B9. I don't know who B9 is, but we'll find out in a second. I have to open up my Excel spreadsheet. And of course, like always, no one's going to claim the prize. But we have a new comment in Drone Valley, which is pretty cool. So someone commented recently in the contest. B9. Let's see. I can't see. I can see, but I can't see. YouTube stream health is good. B9. Oh shit. Wow. That's Afix. Not gonna have any trouble giving that one away. Afix is B9. Oh wow, that's so cool. I'm so happy that someone won that actually watches and will know that they won. How many people won? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Except he's not here right now. So, but he watches all the videos, and he's helped us, with our sound check and with the streaming software. And so, like, he's well worthy of this prize. I just hope that he uses it, or he can sell it. He can do whatever he wants with it. So, Afix is the winner of the Drone Valley mic. I believe it should work with your computer too, because this is the transmitter, and this is the mic. And the sound is pretty good. If you go back to the beginning of my videos, they're good. You can have a good mic experience, or you can put it on eBay, whichever you choose. But Afix is the winner. Wow, it's no trouble giving this one out. That's so cool. I was just so excited. Like my first winner, winner. But don't worry, there's still another video out there. I believe it's on the Tascam. So you guys can comment on that one. I'll find that one and leave that one in the next live session description. And so, a better mic is being given away. Not that this one isn't. But B9, let me just put this in there so I don't forget. And Afix can reach out to me via Skype, and I'll send it via postage. What was it? Afix? So that you guys can see. And you can always scroll back to previous videos to see, who's what, who had what number. But I will. Let's see, YouTube chat, main camera big, we're going to get rid of. And this way you can see right there, it's Afix is B9 winner, January 8th, 2020. I was debating on coming on tonight too. I just, like, as you can, if you listen to my voice, it just sounds different. That's it. This is it. Afix won. B9. Well, I will send that out tomorrow via postage. It's so cool. Wow. I thought it was going to go on forever and that Afix was going to win after like 15 other numbers had gone through. But yeah, that's great. Congratulations, Afix again. Now we can go on to the show. We can get rid of the bingo. This was bingo during the pandemic, when my kids I was the class parent and they needed an activity to be done, and I chose bingo. So the girls were home, and then they were entertaining the kids in their class. So yeah, congratulations! Wow, that's really cool. All right, so we'll get rid of that. We'll save it so that we know. Just tell me where you want it mailed. It'll come with a tracking number so that you can track it. And let me just move this over to the side. All right, and then I don't need this one open. Oh, we do actually. The comments. All right, so some of the comments. We'll start with the first one, which is from Tati Rise. Commented, every pilot with some experience, YouTuber, tutorial say that acro is the way to learn, but you say the opposite. So I think maybe he knows better, but seeing the way you fly, you don't. Yeah, I never said I was an expert. On all my videos, I say I will help get your drone up and running, but I don't give flying lessons. So I never boasted or said I was this amazing FPV pilot like you see in those commercials in their sweater and flying their drone in acro mode. No, I never said that. But I did say, and I do say, that flying in angle mode is the best way for a beginner to start, because as you can see, I could now fly my drone in level mode, which is also known as angle mode, right? Thanks to the rates. But yes, 95, I could say all of them. Every FPV channel says fly in acro mode. I can't, for the life of me, fly in acro mode. And so while Toti RZ, has a bone to pick with me, I don't have a bone to pick with you. The proof is in the pudding. I can fly my FPV drone in angle mode. I can't fly in acro. I never said I could fly in acro, but I do say that if you're a beginner like me who can't fly for the shit that their life depends on them, but want to fly in FPV, try angle, try level, and apparently you can. It works. And there are times when I can fly in acro, but I don't know when that's going to be. But I'll practice some more. But I'm not in any hurry, because once you fly with the motion controller too, you kind of get spoiled. You're like, what? Wait, this makes no sense. It's like learning to drive stick shift when you can drive automatic. But yeah, so sorry, Toti RZ. I can't please everyone, and I never said, but it's hard to believe with billions of people on the population of Earth that there's only one way to fly the FPV drone. But anyway, I don't know. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But yeah, it's to each their own. All right. So, next comment. We have drone val. It doesn't show me the option to unbind. Why would that happen? It's possible the drone has to be on. Remember, everything in my video happens in real time. There's no script. There's nothing. Just all done in one take, so that it happened and you saw it work, and there's no trick photography except for when I teleport into my videos. So on that note, if it doesn't work, try turning it on, and that's the only thing I can say. I wish I could be of more help, but try that. But the resetting of your DJI remote control receiver is a 3-part video, or maybe even 4, if you never updated. But try one of the 3 solutions. And also the drone, I believe, has to be on so that you can unlink certain features to factory reset. Someone liked my comment, which is fine. This saved many hundreds of dollars. So apparently, there's a video I have, I'm taking off the Osmos Action door, and it's a pain. It took me a while to figure out. And not everything on the channel is going to be drones. There'll be other aspects of tech related stuff too. Anything I have trouble with on my computer, and if I can figure out a solution that will work, there will be a video for that too. So it'll be drones, software, video editing, gadgets, and so as you see, I have stuff there that have been behind me for the past year that I haven't opened yet and put together. Soldering videos, tutorials, doing everything. And maybe tax season's here. I'll get a 3D printer and I don't know, and you know, do some 3D print workshops. Nothing crazy. Well, Afix would probably help with that. He could send us some 3D files on what we can print for beginners though, because I don't want to spend a lot of money on. Let's say even if I bought a printer for $100, how much is it going to cost for printing? It's like when inkjet first came out. When you have an inkjet printer, the ink cartridges cost a lot of money. Like, oh, buy a printer for $29, and the next thing you know, you're spending hundreds of dollars on ink. In this case, hundreds of dollars on those spools of plastic. So yeah, that video was made, and I saved someone some money, and there'll be more videos as I troubleshoot and create, and there'll be more videos on the software here, which is great. Prism Live Studio. Can't wait to throw that tutorial up. What else is there? Let's see. Maybe I'll move this over a little bit. So I'm pretty sure that I can't see myself. Actually, I can't see myself, which means I have to bring part of the camera back, right? I think this is for Mini 4. 1 second. Oh, there we are. See, now I can see. I was like, where did he go? So anyway, yeah, so as I was saying, let's see what we have here. I'm just gonna move windows so that everything just flows. All right, so we have some more comments here. I'm Gail replied. Drone tips, tricks, everything that glitches can be downloaded. Okay. Let's see what that one is. I'll just click it. How do I transfer or download the cache? There's another video coming up about the cache. You can download the cache files, but I don't know why you would want to, because it doesn't serve any relevance. But yes, it can be downloaded if you plug in your remote controller and receiver. Actually, I'll show you. Where's my remote? Remember, this is live, where all your questions are answered live. So you're gonna have to wait your turn until your turn comes up. Okay, let's see what we have here. So you take your remote, you plug it in, make sure you have a this is weird. Oh, I'll just take a port from here, from my computer. You plug it in, right? And then you take this and you plug it in. This is the Pro receiver for the DJI. You turn it on, then you have to download, or if you have it on your computer, Android file transfer. It should open automatically. If you see it's opening automatically, see that little thing? It just popped up. And then what you do is, hopefully, you should see, but I don't see, which is really weird. Just click OK. You might have to reboot it. So not your computer, but the application. See? And then you go into Android, and then you go into Data, and then you go into DJI, and then see caches are right there, and you can take that and drag it onto your folder, or you can go into Files and download other stuff, those are just application stuff, but that's what you would probably want from here, in Files and all the other stuff. I believe it is not QuickTime. Hold on 1 second. Where are all the other stuff? If I go into Android, Data, and then right here, DJI Go, and then Files, see? And then go into, I believe, is it Editor? No. Go into DMC? No. Go into here. media caches there. So, you know, you can download all that good stuff too. But there's something else missing that I don't see in here. Hold on one second. It's in the Android data, and then inside there you go into DJI Go 5, and then I believe it's caches. Not in the caches. Files. And then DMC. It's not there. We have to plug it out. There's another file that's missing that I don't see in here. I plug it in. Actually, I'm going to go here into camera view just to make sure I didn't accidentally erase it. 1 second. Nope, it's still there. Okay, hold on a second. So we open here. See, it's a little glitchy. Welcome back to everything that glitches. See that? So I'm going to have to do a force quit on the, oh yeah, look at that. The Android file transfer has the reflector 4, which is really weird. That's really glitchy. So we'll just go here. Select Android file transfer, force quit, and then open it again. All right, and then see, it didn't work. Do this. Put it in. So it loaded, then it didn't load. See, loaded, and then didn't load. Welcome back to everything that glitches. Android, I believe. Data. See, there we go. And then DJI Go. And then files. And then go here. Close that. See, now everything is there that wasn't there before. So there you go, your caches and whatever. So yeah, you can copy it. Anyway, on that note, but as you can see, it's not fluid. So if you open it up and you're like, don't see what you're supposed to see, you won't know, or you wouldn't know unless you saw what you saw, or know, or seen what I've seen. So as you know what to do, if that makes any sense. Like I just plugged it out and plugged it in because I knew that certain files weren't loading. So for those who watch that video will benefit from it, but I'll probably put up a separate video on how to do that so that folks can see. All right, so that's how you do your cache. Let's see. Peace in Our Time commented, "Hey boss, which state are you in? We'll definitely need your advice." So I reached out to him directly and nothing, it just fell on deaf ears. Sometimes people will do that. Sometimes people will reach out to me directly and like they'll say, "Hey, I have a school project I want you to work on. Can you help us?" And I'm like, "Sure." Or like, "Hey, I have some," what happens is after you get like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, you will have people reaching out to you for spam, people reaching out to you for like, "Hey, I like your stuff," people reaching out to you for, "Hey, I need some help," and you know, so you have to just filter the emails, which is what I do too on my free time, because remember I do this for fun. But look, I'll share with you some of the emails I have. Go to protonmail.com and then wrong application. I mean, not wrong browser. I use Safari for the other account. So let's see, we'll go to Proton Mail. It's so weird. I see the comments here, but I don't see them on my screen. That is really interesting. Oh, no wonder why, because they're back there. Oh, there we are. Oh, let's see. Hold on, I'll read it. I just have to move some windows around. Maybe if I shrink it. And then do that. Yeah, now I can see. And then get rid of this thing because I can only see it if I'm looking at the other application. Hold on 1 second. So I need to get rid of this YouTube chat thingy because it doesn't really do justice. All right, welcome to 2024. Affix sent on Skype. Just don't. Okay, I won't share anything. Nothing you did on Skype will load. Actually, I'll share it right now. No, just kidding. I'll open it right now so it doesn't give me the push notification saying, hey, here you go. Okay, hold on a second. I'll just open it. This way it won't, and don't ding anymore. Oh wow. Okay, got it. All right. Yep. So now I'm closing it because I do plan to screen mirror in a bit the part 107 stuff. Okay. Hi there, Derek. Derek sounds familiar. I can't remember. I think Derek. Oh, I saw the name Derek on one of the Facebook forums for the DJI Avata. You don't have to have an Avata. You don't have to have a Mini 4 Pro. You don't have to have any of the drones to join the drone forums. And you'll see a lot of guys. Some of them have the Pavo Pico. Some of them fly whatever. All these different drones I don't know the names of. So, but it's they share tips, tricks, and ideas or solutions. So some guy's taking apart his Avata. Apparently he has to take it apart again. And then someone suggested that they, work on something else first before doing that. And that's a mistake because usually if you do that, if you have not worked on anything, don't take the Avata apart. Anyway, so that's where the name Derek rings a bell from. Clint Johnson, question. I have Pavo Pico 2 up and working with O3 goggles 2 and DJI controller. I want to use ELRS controller instead. Is there a video or post anywhere that explains what to do? I would say Captain Drone might have a video, or the godfather of FPV. I forget his name. Brad something. Joshua Brad something. That's all he does is talk about FPV, like all day and night. He's like the Stephen Hawkins of FPV. But I would say him probably somewhere on his channel there's a video. Drone camps, Captain Drone, or it's the only thing. Oh, Joshua Bardwell. Yeah, him. That's the only thing I can say. Or one of the forums. I know Drone Camps has a forum, and it's paid. Or there's a link, which I can give you here. I gave it to someone else. I think I gave it to Eddie. I haven't seen Eddie in a while, but I sent it to Eddie, and yeah, he has lots of videos. But Eddie and someone else I sent this link to. Hold on a second. Let's see. New browser. Who did I send it to? Oh, no, I have it in my bookmarks. I just have to readjust my bookmarks so that they, waypoints, DJI Mini 4 Pro, radio license key, how to fix, here we go. This guy, I like his video, the way he puts it together. Hold on. Oh, this isn't the link, but hold on 1 second. We'll skip.
There's a whole lot of BS you have to get through an FPV before you can
this
truly
video
enjoy the
here,
hobby.
but at the bottom, you should watch the video anyway.
Is to learn you on some of the niche topics and technical information in FPV that takes a mistake, experience, and money to learn and understand.
You can book a call with him. Eddie used him, and he said that the guy helped him out really about 45 minutes or something. And he sent me I think he sent me the video. I should have to have a look and see. I have so many things I have to do. But here, you can book a call with these guys. They will get you set up in no time. You tell them your problem, how you want to get it set. But I'm not a fan of many parts. I like things to be as simple as possible. And even though the ELRS system is great, it's one more thing that's attached to the flight controller. And again, I don't know. But so try that. Watch that video because the video actually explains a lot. I'll just leave that in the link too. Where is that? Hold on 1 second. Beginner's guide, but because it's a really cool video.
There's a whole lot of BS you have to get
the way
through
he
an
explains
FPV
it
before you can truly enjoy the hobby. Like
the Old
a lot.
Spice commercial, really funny, quirky, and you just get it. All right, let's see. And so fun to watch. yes, hopefully that helps you. One link is to their book a call, or maybe watch the video, and you'll see because the way he explains it is just, it's really catchy, and you might find the solution in there. FC equals flight controller. Yes. FC, or fuck if you screw it up, right? Thank you. And yeah, Eddie had that same issue, because Eddie could probably tell you, but I don't have. How did Eddie contact me? Hold on 1 second. Don't worry, it won't go live. Eddie reached out to me via, maybe it was WhatsApp. Ricardo too. Ricardo had the same issue, and he was able to fix it. I have Ted, Shakal, Max, WhatsApp. No, I don't have Eddie on here. Oh, maybe Eddie reached out to me on Instagram. Hold on. Yeah. I don't have many social media platforms. I try to stick to one. So you get a lot of spam. All right, let's see what Ed, yes. Eddie said maybe he reached out to me by email, because I did tell him to share. I have the recording of the troubleshooting if you're interested, and I said totally, would love to see it. And I never got it. Let me ask him for it, because that'll be really cool. I could share it on one of the live sessions. I'll say Happy New Year. Eddie, or just Ed, right? Ed. Hey, I never got that video of the solution. Because I think he had ELRS, TBS, and some other thing. We'll find out, but I'm sure he's probably sleeping, because he's on the East Coast too. But it'd be nice to see that solution, because then I can just keep it on my desktop like the FC explosion. Okay. Yes, I get what you're saying. The Pavo the Pico 2 is kind of plug and play with O3. Yes, it is, which is great. I just haven't seen anyone soldering anything to one of them. Well, you could see one of my soldering videos. I put a GPS on one. We built one from scratch when we blew up. We were let me see if I have it on my desktop. I'll just put it right. Oh, my desktop is over here. When I was experimenting with it, I was rebuilding it from scratch, and everything was going great. And then all of a sudden, I put a 4S battery to it, and then I had to rebuild it. So I got ordered a new flight controller.
Whoa.
That's what happens when you use the wrong battery. But anyway, I rebuilt it from scratch.
Yeah, put too much power on the motor.
You have to solder the
all right.
What do they call motor connectors, which is a bummer because it's not plug and play. But it's really cool. That video's there. Anyway, you're welcome, Clint. I saw that GPS video now that you mention it. Yeah, it's really cool. So that's that. Oh no, I closed the comment window. Yeah, Couplay. I was like, damn, I was this close. I was like, oh, this is great. I got this, because once you solder on the motor connectors, you're at the finish line, and then the rest is just plugging everything in back together and making the screws really tight. But once it blows, you're back to zero. You gotta and thanks to FPV Unknown, who we haven't seen in a while. Of course, I've been out. Oh, nice. You have a smoke stopper, so you'll be fine. Yeah, I didn't know anything about the smoke stopper. Hello, friend. You already use the 4-blade propellers? No, I haven't used it yet. Oh, yeah, that's right. Ricardo is here. Ricardo had an amazing idea. Well, because I get all my ideas for my videos come from you guys. So Ricardo is using the 4 blades on his Pavo Pico, which I have. In a box, right? Somewhere. But Ricardo is flying with the 4 blades. So I'm just going to put that here. And I believe, I hope they are, right? I should keep these things better organized so that I can get to them when I need them. But remember, this is live. But yeah, no, I haven't used them, Ricardo. Ricardo was supposed to come visit me because Ricardo broke the antenna to his drone. I don't know how he did it, but as one of my last live sessions, I experimented with one of my antennas to see if I could actually do it, and I was able to do it. This is my FPV junkyard. This is what happens when you. So I got the. No, these are the three propellers, which are the replacements for the Pavo Pico. But I had ordered. Are these the 4? Oh yeah, these are the 4. I put them in the back. But here, I got these. I want to see how it flies. And, part of my 2020 New Year's resolution is to try and fly. Is that it? Is to try and fly with the 4 on the, oh no, this is the Gep RC. Wrong ones. We're getting there. Anyway, the Gep RC does fly with 4, and it is smoother. But I want to see how the Pavo actually flies with the 4, but I can't use those. So most likely, some solder stuff. Oh, bumpers. I ordered one thing of bumpers for like $3, and they sent me like 50. Motor to the RC car. Soldering iron. Stuff to remote control car. 1 second, Ricardo. I will be able to answer your question and show you the motor. It's a good thing he popped on because, as you can see, I would have never found it. But Afix 1, I'll throw in the video tomorrow. I'll upload it. I'll be like one of those guys at the post office. You can't record in here. I'm like, no, I'm not recording. I'm just scanning the barcode. But we already know how the Gep RC flies with 4 blades, right? But I did order my 4 blades, which means like if I can't find them now, I'm gonna have to look for them after the video because I should know where they are, and I must know where they are. But these 4 blades are for the Gep RC, I believe. Or maybe not. Maybe they will go. No, they won't go in the Pavo Pico. I could tell you because the Pavo has a different connector thingy. But we'll find it. Oh, don't want to go crazy looking for these. It's an open source 3D print. Oh wow. It's an open source 3D printer with large community. Oh wow, that's good to know. Wait, hold on. What is? Oh, Cool Flames. It's an open source 3D printer with a large community. 350mm printer. Finding some interesting things that are printable to use with the drone I'm trying to build. Just new to FPV in general. Afix could probably help with that because Afix already has a printer and prints stuff, and he recommended to me, so I wouldn't be able to know. But that's nice to know that there's what community though? 350mm printers. I guess that's the community, right? I think you will have a smoother flight with these propellers. Yes, let me find the propellers. But yeah, Afix. I would say Afix because Afix has got me my eye on a 3D printer, and I presume that he prints stuff. So maybe he could chime in and share with us what he's printed. Because let's say when I buy my first 3D printer, I'm not going to know what to print. I won't even know how to make. I mean, I'll probably download a file and have something for my kids. Be like, hey guys, let's print this, and then print a little tchotchke, a toy or something. And then, here they go. No, these are the Avada. I have extra from the Avada, or for the Avada. There must be another box. Give me the box. Alright. And there must be another. We have the transistor radio that we're gonna build. Yeah, I would say probably. Oh, here they go. I found them. See, I have to keep everything together. But yeah, these are the ones that Ricardo got. Veron, I'm gonna have to copy that because I'm just gonna print something, a little toy for my kids. Say, hey, look, this is so cool. But then I'll want to print stuff and customize it. Like when ship breaks, when you crash it, like where do you go to find the template for your drone, right? That's what I would love to find out. But hold on one second because this I want to save. Ruan community. I guess I can go back to the video. But yeah, Ricardo had shared that if we put these onto our Pavo, it will fly like the Gep RC. Are we able to do that? Right? See. So back to the other question before everyone chimed in. I was trying to log into my Proton Mail to share with you what happens after you get 1,000 subscribers. People start reaching out to you and saying, hey, can you make videos for my class? Or like some people reach out to you like you guys did. But except this guy's like, Cam Duck, Happy New Year. Thank you very much for being willing to collaborate with us. I said yes, but then they sent me this email. I have a somewhat audacious request. Would it be possible for you to place an order for our product on Amazon? Of course, we will cover all expenses incurred by you in the process. I understand this might take up your time and effort, but this is the first time our new product is being showcased on Amazon, and we're hoping for a positive review. Could you help me with this favor? Looking forward to your reply. Vinny. Hey, Vinny. What are you talking about? Forget about it. Well, I'm not going to say forget about it, but what? I'm not buying anything and then wait for you to refund me and get your review. No, you send me your stuff, which people have done, and then I will send the review. I'm not going to buy. I don't want to get reimbursed. Anyway, so some guy, I haven't replied back to him yet because that's what I have to tell him. Say, hey, look, send me your product, right? Don't have me buy it. But I think because what happens is on Amazon, you could leave a review on anything, but then if you bought it, it'll say verified purchase. And then that's what he wants. He wants a verified purchase. But I'm not going to do that unless he sends me his stuff. Then you have other people that reach out to you, say, there were some videos they wanted for the Tello drone for the schools. So I sent it to them, and then they said they have to reach back to their team, and then people reaching out for support. Oh, Lennon Davis has the same problem as Clint Johnson, because Len, you have some videos leaning towards the Pico, and I think Len has Integra goggles, which is what I have. But he has a TBS Pro 2, I guess, that he wants to connect to, which is a really expensive remote. It's almost just as much as the DJI FPV controller too. So yeah, people reach out to you, but then they think like you get requests, you get people asking for help, and etc. You get like side gigs, and then sometimes you get no gig. because when you put together a sample, they don't get back to you because their team didn't like it, but they liked it. Like, I like this guy, Louis is great. You can watch his videos, and then they're like, no. So it's like that, So you get stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe Afix will, use the mic that he won, right? And you could. I was like, where's his mic? I can't lose it. No, Afix won, and you can start your own channel. So that's that. Oh man, I closed the wrong window again. We have to go back to our comments. That's okay. I know where to go. All right. Let's see. All right. So we'll go back to the bottom. Go back to the bottom. So this is drone cam. Yes, drone cams might be able to help Clint. But that's good to know about the community because I'm going to be there soon too. Like just learning how to print stuff. And that'll be an addition to the channel. Like, it will just not going to be FPV. We'll do 3D stuff, and you guys could share your files with me, and I can print the stuff. Like, that would be really cool if you guys could. When I get my 3D printer, then you guys can send me like a file, and we can print it and see how long it takes. But how much are these? How much is to refill it? Right? I remember in the beginning, the 3D printers were really expensive, like $2,000, $3,000, and $500. Now you can buy one for $90, right, or $100. But how much is it to refill those cartridges? All right. So anyway, we're just scrolling down. We're just going back to where we were. Back to the beginning. Okay. So saved many hundreds. Yeah, because someone almost broke their. You could break your Action 4 camera if you don't know how to take off the side pocket door, which makes it waterproof, so you can put it underwater, which I haven't done yet. Maybe I'll try another time, but not anytime soon. All right, so we have that reply. Peace in our time. Hey, boss. Oh yes, that's where we left off. Will you definitely need? We'll definitely need. So a lot, like I was saying, people reach out. Hey, I need your advice, and then I reach out, and then nothing happens. Someone commented. Hold on 1 second. Let me make this a little smaller so I could see when you guys say something. There we go. Hey, have you known about the DJI FPV-2 drone? FPV-2 drone? I don't know. DJI FPV-2 drone. Yeah, it's okay. It's like a potato. I'm not crazy about it, only because I can't fly it, and I don't think you can use the motion controller with it. So I guarantee you, when the Avata 3 comes out, you'll be able to use this thing. I saw someone flip it like that, right? And then their Avata was able to flip. I don't know if that was a trick thing, but I would have to do this and then catch it and then see if the Avata will flip. You want to see if I could try it? Maybe try it. Like, let me see. Okay, so if the Avata's flying, right? And if I do that, it should flip, right? Because it's a motion controller. Left is left, right is right, that way is that way. Yeah, why don't we try it and see? And then I could be a real FPV pilot, right? I could be like the Clint Eastwood of FPV. Except, I can't do it with this in my hand. Except when you're flying FPV, you have your goggles on, so you'd have to do that with your eyes closed. I'd be like that movie with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, right? Wait, with my eyes closed. No, I can't. I could probably do it with my eyes open, but not closed. So yeah, I don't know. They'd have to somehow, maybe 3D print something, right? So that I could do a twirl. But I wonder if that would actually work. Let's try that. We'll try it with that one. The one with the motor upgrade. Let's see. All right. Put a battery in. I don't know. Is it possible? Will it be possible? Don't know. Take off the cover. With the battery on. I got 2 bars, just so that's enough to do a trick or trash the drone. But this is the one I took apart. Let's see. I think it needs more space though, right? Ricardo's cracking up. He's like, just learn to fly, FPV. Hold on, I'll move stuff out of the way. Let's see. I'll have to move some stuff here. Move that. Put that back. Put this back. That would be really cool. Then that means that there would be a motion controller, I don't know, motion controller 4, right? Or motion controller, I don't know. I'm just moving stuff out of the way so that I can try a flip. Then I'll be FPV. Let's see. If I go here, put this here. Turn this on. If it does, I will and it's got full protection, so it's got the bumper guards as the gimbal protector, so you know, in that sense it'll be okay if something happens. All right, let's see. It just has to bind with the goggles, of course, not these goggles. These goggles. Let's see. I have the GEP RC on here, so we'll see. So now, this should bind with this. I might need rebinding. Just hold that down. Alright, that's sunk. I'll just bind the goggles. I mean, they should bind already, because connecting to O3 Air, might have to rebind it because I think I bound it to that one accidentally. That'd be really cool if it could flip. Alright, so these will have to be bound. And then do this. Okay, that's sunk. Switch. Yeah, it switched. It was connected to something else. Switching. It says connecting, but hasn't connected yet. Ah, maybe. Status. Switch. Nope. DJI Avata. So when this happens, when it doesn't connect directly to the Avata, what you have to do is connect it to the phone and then connect it to the Avata again. Why? I don't know, but it's a DJI thing. Welcome back to Everything That Glitches. And how do I know this? I don't know. I just had so many problems with this drone that, which is good because anyone watching this video will know what to do when they need to fix their stuff. happens, you go to connection. Oh, and of course there's a firmware update. Here, I'll let you guys see. I'll share it with you. So you can see what's happening on my phone. Oh, you can see now, except I have to do this. This was supposed to be a part 107 study hall, but turned out to be better. Alright, we'll do left. Nope. Force landscape. Right. Okay. So now I have to install the update, unfortunately. Update all device firmwares, connect. Could probably be battery too. Oh man. Oh, I removed the gimbal protector. Okay. It's searching for aircraft. Connect with all devices used. Okay, make sure all devices have compatible versions of the firmware. That's fine. Let's try Avata. We removed the protector. We inserted the battery. Searching for aircraft. Can't find it. So that when this happens, what you want to do is, well, I did what you're supposed to do, but that didn't work. Ah, there we go. Update. So we'll just shut off. We won't be able to test the flip. We will. Okay, we're starting it up again. Ah, there we go. Nice. I wonder if this works. Oh, it does. Nice. That's how you move the gimbal. Oh, you can't see what I see. Update. Updates that. I'll show you how to adjust the gimbal. I should make another video. That'll be another video. Adjust the gimbal with the motion controller. All right, so we're at 41% here. While that's doing that, we can answer some more questions before we flip out, right? Whoops, and bring you right side down, and upside down, and upside down, right side up. All right, so that takes care of that. So I won't be able to do anything until that happens. But let's see if my mouse will connect. Oh, I never connected the mouse to this computer. All right, so that's doing that. I'll just see over here. Whoops. That's at 52%. All right, so we'll answer some more questions in the meantime, if we can. Just have to shrink this window. There we are. Ricardo is cracking up. All right, so let's see. All right, so we'll go back to some of the questions. I'll just leave this here. Actually, put this in that window. Okay. Well, you could probably see from in here the percentage. All right, so the other questions. Thanks for doing all this, but when I put the script downloaded from GitHub, which means GitHub, I'm getting errors. Yeah, so some people are watching the video, but we're downloading the wrong script because if they're watching the video for PowerPico version 1, you can't download the script from PowerPico version 2 because GitHub will bring you to the right link, but I guess people are just clicking. But I was able to help him out directly, and he reverted back to Facebook, and someone else sent him something, and then he watched the troubleshooting video, and thank goodness he didn't have any issues that were related to the troubleshooting. There were some of the modes that were wrong. So if you have the PowerPico, and if it's not seeing your remote controller, watch the troubleshooting video because that'll help you with getting things up and running. Okay. We help them. Penny, it's my new problem. Goldie's room commented, is my mic broken? I just purchased one. Yeah, someone else had some videos set up and apparently something happened. I don't know. They didn't share, but because some of my videos, as you saw, we do some troubleshooting too. But apparently there wasn't much shared, and he didn't know that his mic was, with his mic connected to his computer. Anyway, it's an audio video thing, and if you're new to setting up your camera with your computer or other equipment, it can be, you pull your hair out. Oh, click OK. All right, so now we go to GoFly and click OK on the goggles. I think we're almost done with the comments. Someone reached out via Scratch. Okay, so that takes care of that. Here we go with the goggles. Let's see. Nice. Okay, so there's the drone. This will go in my pocket. And I'll put this here so that you guys can see. Whoops. Hate when that happens. Oh nice, I can shrink that. Okay. What if I close my screen? Ah, man. Okay, leave the screen open. Alright. See if the Avata can flip. Put this here. Okay. So let us I just need to leave room because if it does flip, I want it to flip like in the right spot to give it the height that it needs. Okay. There's a red arrow. Oh, no GPS. That's okay. We don't need GPS. We're pros. This is good. Let's see. Whoops. That starts the motors. See, that's why they say you have to fly every day. Look at how to get this thing off the ground. Okay. That's left. Move it in a little bit. Right. Bring it down. No flip. No. Alright. Well, it doesn't work. It's like one of those YouTube videos. Does that really happen? Nope. Can't do a flip. Oh well. Afix is about to go to bed. Alright, Afix, well, I'll leave tomorrow night for the other half. I'll leave this one as short anyway. I have to get to bed soon too because it's Sunday night. And I, need to get my voice back. Oh, that goes on here. Yeah, bummer. That would be cool though if you could do a flip. That's so loud. I hope. Yeah, I know. I hope no one wakes up. Remember the last time the smoke detectors went off? That was crazy. Yeah. No, they're down. They don't hear it unless it goes upstairs. At least I hope. I don't know because the walls are shallow behind there. So I don't know. But, you just hope. Like, what's that sound? Yeah. But yeah, it is now 1 o'clock, and I have to get up soon. 2. We lost it. Now I can put this away. Yeah, that would be cool. Imagine that being able to flip. But it does know left and right, which is good, right? Yeah. That's the only downside to the FPV. Like, the drones are so freaking loud. Like, even my neighbors, when they hear me, if I'm flying the Avata during the summertime, because in the summer, it gets dark later. So at 8 o'clock, when the kids are going to bed, my neighbor will text me and be like, put the birds away. I'm like, I just, I'm not doing anything illegal. Part 107 says you could fly at night. Or you don't need a Part 107 anymore to fly at night. Before you did. Now you can just fly. Anybody can recreationally. You just need to have lights for your drones. Alright, so that answers that question. CS Solutions commented when I opened the Scratch. Yeah, so this was a Windows issue. Anything F. So apparently someone with Windows had a comment about the Scratch. Dill was meant to be eaten as a sauce with your steak, not put into your files in your computer and corrupt things when you want to use them. All right, so that takes care of that. And then we have here. Where am I? Yeah, so he was trying to use his camera with his Canon R50, which is a really nice camera, but the setup, and again, audio visual is really technical, and it took me a while to figure this out, and with the help of Aphex, I'm still struggling. Hello, I have the Pablo Pico, but want to bind it to my Radiomaster Pocket, not the DJI. See? Problems, the ELRS receivers. Yeah, so I had referred him to, I gave him the link. I just put it in my notes so I have it handy when people ask. Someone liked my comment. I referred him to Drone Cams, Captain Drone, and the link to where he can book a call. Because if you sent it to me and I figured it out, it will cost you just as much just to ship it, so it doesn't pay. Or maybe if I had the remotes, right, and the receiver, but I'm not a big fan of many parts. I like PNP. I'm a big fan of the PNP. It's just awesome. All right, let's see. And I think that's it. Stephen, Drone Valley. Someone commented. Sorry, Stephen. Someone's already won, but there's another contest. So I'll just leave everyone a link in that video to the other one where they could win the what do you call it? The Zoom microphone. All right. And I'll leave that on the next live session. I'll just have to... KJ was having some issues. So a lot of people are reaching out to me because the ELRS and TBS, they're having issues with it. I believe Captain Drone has that, Captain Drone and the other one, Drone Cams, definitely. And maybe even Josh Bradwell, but he's got like hundreds of videos, thousands probably, that you might have to spend the night searching for it, or just join one of his forums. Soundmaster commented, I have applied all the settings and connected the controller in the receiver, however I can't access the remote. Can you help further? Again, I tried to help him even when setting the screws. Will you see the bumpers? Yeah, so I believe he had a similar issue too. With his was probably ELRS, but I sent him the troubleshooting video, and after sending the troubleshooting video, I didn't hear back from him. And then someone, Wicklow28, yes, so you can still see the bumper guards when you're flying the Avata, even with the screws in, as you can see. But when you're flying fast, you don't see the bumper guards. Okay? So if I'm going slow, then I see the bumper guards. So unfortunately, oh wow, interesting. I just gotta check my propellers. Always check your stuff to know when it's time to replace your motors. Not motors, your propellers. Just making sure nothing nicks. But anyway, yeah, you'll see these things when you fly slow, flying fast, come to a short stop, you'll see them, but you could always, in the videos, you usually don't. Or if you do the motor upgrade, then you have a camera attached to it, then you don't see anything. Then you get really cool footage. So, on that note, yeah, it was loud. And it is loud when I edit my videos. I could see the peak in the audio. It's insanely loud. We'll just do some questions from the Part 107 and just let it run so that you guys can become familiar with. For those who want to do the Part 107. So the video's over. I'm just doing some Part 107 stuff. Further in. I hate when that happens. When, like, I'm pretty sure AFIX can tell you that when reflector loaded in the beginning, it loaded in portrait mode by default, and now I don't know, it just does its own thing. All right, so that's it for the comments, and we will just do some questions on the Part 107 because I'm doing my refresher just to keep my license. But it's not due until a couple of months, but you can do it earlier if you need to, if we all want to. All right, so let's see. The plan is to do the prepware. Oh, and the book came, which I'll open up in tomorrow probably, or if I go live again. Well, I will go live again, not if, but when I go live again this week. We'll start with regulations. I should have started from the top and just worked my way down. This one has 97 questions. All right. When must a current remote pilot certification be in the pilot's personal possession or readily accessible in the aircraft? When acting as crew chief during launch recovery, only when payload is carried, anytime when acting as pilot in command, or has a required crew member. Yep, okay. The last one. You're conducting a Category 1 operation over a moving vehicle with a human being inside. Because of such operation, a small unmanned aircraft may not fly directly over the vehicle. You are conducting a Category 1 operation over because of such operation. Because of such operation, small unmanned aircraft must not maintain sustained flight over the vehicle. So you're allowed to fly over it, but you can't hover. You know, like it's like I could probably fly over my neighbor's house and yard. But you're not supposed to like hover over vehicles and things like that, I presume. But they might have changed it. So I'm gonna say it's the last one. See? All right, next one. So remember, you're not supposed to hover over people and cars and things like that. All right. 14 CRF Part 107 applies to public, small unmanned aircraft, civil, or all. I would say civil. Which is why there's that guy from Philly Drones. You can probably Google him. He just flies everywhere. He doesn't get into trouble. He gets all these fines from the FAA, but doesn't pay them because who has like $100,000 to pay their fines? Not me, not anyone. But it's a civil matter, which means it's not criminal, so he'll never be prosecuted for it. But that's why he just does what he does, because what are they going to do? But some of his videos are freaking insane. The guy flies his drone like 10 miles out, 5 miles out. He's like, hey guys, let's see. Hey Frankie. Like he does these voices. It's comical, but that's his stick. Everybody has a stick, and it's impressive that I don't have the balls to do that. No, I just don't. I just can't put myself in jeopardy like that. So every now and again I watch some of those videos. I'm like, what the hell is this guy gonna do next? All right, next. He calls it a toy. It's just a toy. All right, next one. In accordance with 14 CFR Part 107, at what maximum altitude can you operate a small unmanned aircraft when inspecting a tower with a top of 1,000 feet at close proximity within 100 feet? I believe this one confuses me. I know the answer is 1,400. I just forget if it's AGL or MSL. I'm going to put AGL. And the reason why is because, let's say, if a tower or building or structure is 1,000 feet tall or 500 feet tall, you're allowed to fly 400 feet above that as long as you're within 400 feet or 100 feet of the radius of that thing. So you could actually fly taller than the tower. So you can fly 1,400 feet. But I'd be nervous to fly that high because there could be planes and, like flying at that altitude, and it's not really worth it. Like, maybe if I wanted to fly over the tower, but there's no need to fly over the tower, you just fly around it. But if it's a big tower and you can't see, or a structure, sometimes you have to go higher so you can see your drone. So let's say if it's something's blocking, right, and this is the tower and my drone's here, then I can't see my drone, and the only way to see my drone is to go higher up, and then I can come back around. Sometimes that could happen, so I could see why you would want to, but I just wouldn't feel comfortable flying that high because planes and things are that high. All right, what is required to conduct Category 3 operations over people? Must have airworthiness certificate, must be ADS-B equipped, have liable displayed on, have, that's when I'm tired, when I can't see, have a label displayed on the small unmanned aircraft indicating eligibility to conduct Category 3 operations. I would say must have an airworthiness certificate. It could be the bottom one or the top one. Top one. Yeah. Have a label. I'm going to leave this one as wrong so that we know. I'm going to see what percentage I get in the end. So you have to have a label displayed on the small unmanned aircraft indicating eligibility to conduct Category 3 operations. But the reason why I chose the bottom one was because a lot of times if I reach out to the FAA to get authorization for something, I don't have any certificate on my drone. I just print out their documents, so that's what I was thinking, like, oh, you just have a certificate, then I have my, my approval letter from the FAA, but, in this case, you need a label displayed. All right. Personnel at an outdoor concert venue use and small unmanned aircraft to drop promotional T-shirts and CDs over the audience. Is this small unmanned aircraft operation in compliance with Part 107? I would say not compliant. They say you're not supposed to drop anything from your drone. No, unless authorized by the venue. Yes, no, it's not compliant. It's tricky though, because I'm pretty sure they're going to ask another question about dropping stuff from the drone, and then they're going to say it's okay as long as it's safe. So it's like yes or no. It's like no and yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. All right. Power company employees use a small unmanned aircraft to inspect a long stretch of high voltage power lines. Due to muddy conditions, their vehicle must stay beside the road, and the crew must use binoculars to maintain visual line of sight with the aircraft. Is this small unmanned aircraft operation in compliance with 14 CFR Part 107? The answer to that is no. You're not supposed to. But I've seen some videos of guys on YouTube using binoculars. Like you have your pilot, And then you have your other guy, I think Eddie Nunez has a video where they were flying somewhere on Fire Island, City Island, whatever it was called, somewhere near the Bronx, on one of those islands close to Westchester, outside the city skirts. And his partner had binoculars. So this is my partner here, my visual observer, and he's going to watch the drone with the binoculars. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. You know, like, so I don't know. But the answer is no. But you'll see in YouTube people do it, you know. There's not enough information. No, the operation is not compliant. I would say no. No is no, but people do it, you know. I guess just don't get caught, right? 8. What action, if any, is appropriate if the remote pilot deviates from Part 107 during an emergency? No special action since you are pilot in command. File a detailed report to the FAA administrator upon request. File a report to the FAA administrator as soon as possible. I'd say upon request. If there's an emergency, you know, you did what you needed to do. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And if they ask, then you ask, then tell. Ask and tell. Right? So, in that case, next. If you are caught smoking marijuana, the FAA will send you to a drug run treatment center, issue an immediate suspension or revocation of your pilot certificate, deny all future pilot applications. They will take it's like driving, you know, it's like getting a DWI. Just don't get caught, because in some states pot's legal, right? Maybe you want to, but just don't fly your drone and get caught flying it, because they will suspend you. And then, you know, I don't know how you would get your license back. Most likely you'll get it back, but they might have to take your Part 107 exam again. All right. So that would be there. Okay. When using a small unmanned aircraft in a commercial operation, who was responsible for briefing the participants about emergency procedures? The lead visual observer, the FAA inspector in charge, the remote pilot in command, which would be you. Like if you're on a movie shoot, or you have a visual observer, you're flying FPV and you're going through a tunnel or something, you got lights, you know, you don't want to go in, so you have to brief everyone. All right, so I would say you are the remote pilot in command. Which crew member must hold a remote pilot certificate with a small unmanned aircraft rating? Pilot in command. Wait, which crew member must hold a remote pilot? This one's tricky. Wait, which crew member must hold a remote pilot certificate with a small unmanned aircraft rating? Pilot in command? Yeah, that was tricky, because I can give you my controls. You don't need to have a Part 107. You can fly it like my kids do. You know, they don't have a Part 107, but they fly it. But I have to have, and I just have to supervise. But I thought it was relating to that. That's why I was confused. Okay. A person may not act as a crew member of a small unmanned aircraft if alcohol beverages have been consumed by that person within the preceding 8 hours. Think of 8 as an eaten, right? 8. So you can't, you have to wait 8 hours. Have a beer, go party, and 8 hours later you can fly your drone. I'm not sure if the same goes for driving though. I don't know. I don't drink and drive. I drink maybe once. Last time I drank was on New Year's. So my next drink will be, I don't know, maybe on the next, if I can make it through the week, I will have celebrate the weekend with a drink. All right. Next one. I just want to move this over so in case someone wants to see the rest of the comments. All right. A professional wildlife photographer operates an SUAS, small unmanned aircraft, from a moving truck to capture aerial images of migrating birds in remote wetlands. The driver of the truck does not serve any crew member role in the operation. Is this small unmanned aircraft operation in compliance with 14 CFR Part 107? Yeah, I would say so. He's just driving, right, and you're controlling it. Wait, personal life of operates. Yeah, because he's driving. As long as you're driving, I can control it. And I would say it's compliant. It should be compliant. Yeah, so let's say I'm sitting in the car, flying my drone. You can drive. And, I just... the car, it would have to be a... either a slow drive or fast drive. Like with FPV, you can go really fast, but with the DJI drone, I don't see how you'll be able to keep up with your car. So FPV works wonders in that way. If you can learn to fly it, you can keep up with traffic. But if you have a DJI drone, I don't see it happening. Okay. You're operating a 1,280 kilogram, 2.8 pound quadcopter for your own enjoyment. What regulation is this small unmanned aircraft operation subject to? You are operating 2.4, I guess Part 107, because it weighs more than 55 pounds. This operation is not subject to FAA regulations. It's a tricky question. 107 maybe? I would say 107. Nope. So then it would be not subject. Nope. Alright. So that one I don't know. Well, actually, let's leave this one wrong so I know how many I got wrong. Explanation. The operation is recreational in nature. However, Part 48 registration and marking requirements for small America applies for all operations of small America. 0.55, whether for work or your own enjoyment. Okay, so it goes under that. Part 48. I don't know Part 48. What may be used to assist compliance with small unmanned aircraft? See and avoid requirements. What may be used to assist compliance? See, this part's tricky. I'm going to say binoculars or remote pilot diligence. What may be used to assist compliance to see and avoid requirements? Yeah, remote pilot diligence. Okay, we'll leave that one as wrong. All right. When may, because you can't use binoculars like I was saying before, but I just wanted to see what happens if I press that one. When may a remote pilot reduce the intensity of an aircraft lights during a night flight? At no time may the lights of a small aircraft be reduced to intensity at night when manned aircraft is in the vicinity of a small aircraft. When it is an interest of safety to dim the aircraft lights, maybe in safety, but at no time you should always keep your lights flashing, because you need to be able to see your aircraft, or not really your drone. They call your drone, but they call it aircraft. And if you turn the lights off, right, you're not going to be able to see your drone. Oh, it looks kind of cool that way. Wait, let's see. That's kind of cool. Since it's getting late, it's almost bedtime, right? All right. Which frequency must the anti-collision lights flash during a nighttime operation? The anti-collision lights do not need to flash. The flash rate should be sufficient to avoid collision. The flash rate must be at least 2 flashes per minute. No, it must be sufficient to avoid collision. So like I was saying before, lights have to flash all the time. Like, just constant, to be noticeable. I'll just put that back on, but I kind of like it all. All right. After receiving a Part 107 remote pilot certificate with a small aircraft rating, how often must you satisfy recurrent training requirements? Every 24 months, every 2 years. So 12 is 1 year, and then another 12 is 24. So every 2 years, which is 24 months, you have to renew your Part 107. Which of these operations must comply with 14 CFR Part 107? I would just say civil, right? It's a civil matter. All right, always civil. Because you're a civilian. Which is true regarding the presence of alcohol within the human body. A small amount of alcohol increases vision acuity. Consuming an equal amount of water, and forget it. Judgment, say that one. Some of them just don't make sense. Okay. What must a person who is, we lost reflector. It happens. It's okay, it lasted. We got some good. Just move that over a little bit. We got some good flow with reflector, and there were days when reflector just didn't work. What must a person who is manipulating the controls of a small unmanned aircraft do if the standard remote identification fails during flight? Land the aircraft as soon as practical. Notify the nearest FAA traffic facility. Activate aircraft navigation lights. Well, this is what happens. That's going to be the first one. But anyone who knows, and this has happened to me before, where I'm flying my DJI, it goes blank. I'm like, what the fuck? You panic. You first you're like, where's my drone? What am I gonna do? Sometimes you don't. You're like, and if you're flying with a group of people, you're like, wait, which one's my drone? Wait, did I just move left? Did you just? Because when you're panicking, things are just happening and going crazy. And of course, you would want to land, but ideally, it's not a fun situation to be in, but it happens to every newbie when you fly with a group or when you fly far away, which is why I keep my drone within line of sight, and I always go to that field if I want to fly far. Has your flying your small unmanned aircraft system valued at $1,000 over a home to photograph it for real estate sales purposes? The small unmanned aircraft system has a failure, causing it to fall onto an awning, causing some minor damage. The fair market value of the awning is $800, but it can be repaired for $400. What type of report is required? In this case, I could say no reports required, and I'll tell you why. No reports required because unless the damage is more than $800, you don't have to file a report. So if I break something in your house and it's $5, you don't have to file a report with the FAA. If I break something in your house and it's, I gotta shut that off, and it's $800, then I have to file a report with the FAA. And then, you have to go into your log thingy and you get into trouble. Which is why you always want to fly with the guards on. I'll show you in a second. That's why I always fly the big boy with this thing on, because if something happens and it crashes, I'm gonna lose my drone and not you. So the damages will be done to the drone. All right. Or unless you cause a three-car pileup, then that's another story. All right, next one. In accordance with 14 CFR Part 107, except when within a 400-foot radius of a structure, at what maximum altitude can you operate? 400 feet, right? Yeah. Remember, 400-foot structure, right? If it's 400, so this is it. If it's 400 feet high and I'm within 400 feet, I could still go above 400 feet. So, which means I can go 800 feet. But I don't know. I'd be nervous going that high. Because where I live, the planes fly really low. All right. No person may attempt to act, and I panic. If you've seen some of my videos, I'm flying, and then all of a sudden there's a plane. Like fuck, and I'm in a low altitude area, but I'm not in a restricted airspace. But the planes do get lower as they go towards the airport. No person may attempt to act as a crew member of a small unmanned aircraft system with. That's when I forget. I think it's 0.4 alcohol. Yeah, 0. I can't remember if it's 0.4 or 0.4. I don't drink and drive, but I like watching those videos where the cops pull people over for driving drunk. And they're like, I wasn't drinking anything. What? It's fun to drink, have fun, party, but don't get behind the wheel and do it. Okay. After having dinner and wine, your client asks you to go outside to demonstrate the small unmanned aircraft's capability. You must pass a self-administered sobriety test before operating a small unmanned aircraft. Not operate a small unmanned aircraft within 8 hours of consuming any alcohol beverage. Ensure that your visual observer has not consumed any alcohol beverage in the past 12 hours. And as we said before, 8. Remember, eaten, right? You have to wait 8 hours before you can fly again, which is a bummer. So it's like your friends went, oh no, not really. Yeah, so, I don't know. I was going to say, if you go to a party Friday night, but you have a meetup, it'd be hard to drive at night because you have to wake up at 5 in the morning to go to these meetups. So yeah, if I'm going to party, it's going to be probably during the week. An autonomous operation requires the following crew members: remote pilot and control, remote pilot and visual observer, autonomous, probably remote pilot and command, right? Yeah, they try to use fancy words. They just say drone operator when they do that. According to 14 CFR Part 107, the responsibility to inspect the small unmanned aircraft system, which that's what it means, SUAS, small unmanned aircraft systems, to ensure it is in safe operating condition, rest within the owner. I would say pilot and command. I think, yeah, because even though I own the drone and I give it to you to fly, you as the pilot need to make sure it's in good working condition. I did everything, the propellers, check everything. Because I say it's good doesn't mean it's good, because everyone has their own version of good. Like, I have a great contractor, you'll love him. And then he comes and trashes your house. This guy isn't as great as you thought he was. Everyone has different expectations. So, never go by the owner's word that when they say my aircraft is good to go. All right. All right. A person without a Part 107 remote pilot certificate may operate a small unmanned aircraft system for commercial operations under the direct supervision of a remote pilot and command. Only when alone. I would say under direct supervision. So like I was saying, you can operate under my supervision. Okay? In accordance with 14 CFR Part 107, you may operate a small unmanned aircraft from a moving vehicle when no property is carried for compensation or hire over suburban areas, over a sparsely populated. I would say over a sparsely populated. So it's not too crowded. You can you know. So just be careful. That's all. Under Title 14 of the Code of Federal Regulations, what is the maximum penalty for falsification, alteration, or fraudulent reproduction of certificates, logbooks, reports, and records? Ineligibility to receive any certificate or rating for 1 year, imprisonment for 1 year, and a $5,000 fine. Remember, it's civil, not criminal, so there will be no criminal penalty for civil matters. Suspension or revocation of any certificate held. Probably suspension and revocation, right? All right, next one. Who is ultimately responsible for preventing a hazardous situation before an accident occurs? I would say visual observer, right? All right. Oh, remote piloting command. All right, we'll leave this one as wrong. Who is ultimately responsible for preventing a hazardous situation? I thought visual observer, but I guess they would say something like, if you're flying an FPV, all right, you are part of a news crew operating your small unmanned aircraft system to cover a breaking story. You experience a flyaway during landing. The unmanned aircraft strikes the vehicle, causing approximately $800 worth of damage. When must you report the accident to the FAA? That's mean I'm tired. It's like 2 a.m. I'd say within 10 days. They want to know pronto, so they can, I don't know, revoke your license. That's what I'm saying. You can cause a pile up, an accident, which is what you don't want to do when you're flying. That's why you just got to be careful, you know. Fly cautiously. Fly. Just have fun, you know. You don't need to break a Guinness Book of World Record. The FAA may approve your application for a waiver of provisions in Part 107 only when it has been determined that the proposed operation involves public aircraft or air carrier operations, can be safely conducted under the terms of that certificate of waiver, will be conducted outside of the United States. Well, yeah, if you conduct it outside the United States in the middle of the ocean, then you don't need a waiver. It's just bye-bye. But probably the second one can be safely conducted under the terms of the certificate. All right. Unless otherwise authorized, what is the maximum airspeed at which a person may operate a small unmanned aircraft below 400 feet? 400 feet. Unless otherwise, what is the maximum? Oh, so you can't fly a drone more than 100 miles per hour. Okay. Which is 87 knots, I believe. According to 14 CFR, Part 107, what is the maximum ground speed for a small? 87 knots. It's weird how they had one question follow the other. Has a remote pilot with small aircraft rating, under which situation can you deviate from 14 CFR Part 107, an emergency, I would presume, when conducting public operations during a search mission, flying for enjoyment with family and friends, in response to an in-flight emergency. I would say emergency. So that's the only time you don't have to follow any rules to the Part 107 if there's an emergency. So I'm having an emergency every time I fly next time. All right. What should you do if there are high intensity pulsating lights in the area during a night flight? Determine if they are turned on full strength. Ask them to be turned off. Use first person view. I would say determine if they are turned on at full strength. Because remember, your light's always supposed to be on. But sometimes, let's say my old car, I only have one car, but my high beams are probably equivalent to the new car's regular lights. So, you just never know. Which of the following would medically disqualify a remote pilot? Taking prescription medication that does not have any noticeable side effects, migraine, headache with side effects and blurred vision, occasional muscle soreness. I would say second one, because if you can't see, it shouldn't be flying. All right, which of the following types of operations are excluded from the requirements in 14 CFR Part 107? Excluded means not in there. Model aircraft for hobby use, quadcopter capturing aerial imagery for crop monitoring, UAS used for motion picture. I would say hobby, right? Because it's not a hobby use. Model aircraft. It's not model aircraft. Excluded. So because Part 107 is right motion picture, movie filming, quadcopter because the FPV, which is get better camera footage. So it would be hobby because the hobby is AMA, not Part 107. A law enforcement officer witnesses careless or reckless behavior while observing small unmanned aircraft systems operations and requests the operator to submit to a drug or alcohol test. What are the consequences if this request is denied? The operator may be denied an application for remote pilot certificate for up to 30 days. The operator may have to pay a fine, but their remote pilot certificate will know. The operator may have their, I would say the last one. I think the same thing applies to your driver's license. Like it's similar. It's government. Oops, almost lost it all. All right. Which of the following crew members must be used during Part 107 UAS operations? Remote pilot in command, remote pilot in command and visual observer, remote pilot in command and visual observer, and person manipulating controls. I would say maybe the second one. Let me see. Which of the following crew members must be used? I don't know. Remote pilot in command? Let me think. That's tricky. I mean, it could be the first one, right? Sometimes you need a visual observer, but which of the following crew members must be used during Part 107 operations? I guess remote pilot in command. But that's a tricky one because sometimes you need a visual observer, right? And sometimes when I have my friends or my kids spot me, you use both. I don't know. That was a lucky guess, though. I'm not going to lie about that one. Which aircraft has right of way? Which aircraft has right of way over other aircraft? Which aircraft has the right of way over an airplane? All right. What FAA resource can pilots refer to learn more about the impact of drugs and alcohol on flight? Pilot Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge, Pilot Operating Handbook, NOTAMs. This one's tricky. Pilot Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge. Probably Pilot Operating Handbook. No? Alright, so we'll leave that one wrong. 44. Tricky one. A crew conducting surveillance anticipates losing visual line of sight with a small unmanned aircraft system with a small segment of the flight plan. The flight may be conducted using binoculars, must be rerouted to maintain visual line of sight, may be conducted if the visual line of sight can be maintained for 50% of the route. No. Which is what I was saying before. The flight must be rerouted to maintain visual line of sight. But I don't know how that guy is able to fly his drone miles away and not get into trouble. Really interesting. But yeah, you're supposed to see your drone at all times, or don't get caught. And a lot of times, unless you're doing a live stream, it's hard to say when that video was actually filmed, or like to what extent. So that's another reason why it's hard for the FAA to. They have to be able to authenticate the video. Maybe they do it. I guess they could do it through flight logs. I don't know. It's not something I do, but all I know is I see people do it and nothing happens. All right. Which categories of operation require the FAA accept current dock? I would say, 2 and 3. And explanation is there. In order for an applicant to declare a smaller aircraft is compliant with the requirements of Part 107, anyway, you intend to conduct an unmanned aircraft operation 60 minutes past the end of evening civil twilight to inspect a flashing beacon atop a radio tower. To conduct this operation, you will be required to obtain a certificate waiver of no, have a functioning anti-collision light, which is visible for at least 3 statute miles, contact the nearest air. Yes, you need to have anti-collision light. Remember, it's 60 minutes past the end of civil twilight, so the sun's set. So you need to have flashing lights, strobe lights. Whose sole task during a small unmanned aircraft operating system operation is to watch this small and report potential hazards to the rest of the crew member? Visual observer. So that, so see, before I thought it was visual observer, but now whose job is it? Okay, that makes sense. All right. According to 14 CFR Part 107, a small unmanned aircraft system is an unmanned aircraft system weighing less than 55 pounds. So if it's less than 55 pounds, you need your Part 107. Less than 55 pounds. Anything more. Which action is specifically required of the remote pilot prior to each flight? Check the aircraft logbook to ensure maintenance is current. Make a plan to keep non-participants clear indoors or undercover. Identify non-participants who will be near the smaller aircraft to operate. No. So let's make sure everyone is safe. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Gosh, 47 more. Under which operational requirement would the unmanned aircraft be restricted to visual line of sight operations? If operating standard remote identification, if operating with a remote identification broadcast module, if operating with standard, maybe that one. If operating with a remote identification broadcast module. Okay. Under which operational requirements would the unmanned aircraft be restricted to visual line of sight? Because a lot of times they're built in. Most of the time they're built in unless you're flying FPV. The refusal of a remote pilot in command to submit to a blood alcohol test when requested by law enforcement officer is ground for suspension or revocation of their remote pilot certificate. Yes, I would say the first one makes sense. The other ones don't. All right. When requesting a waiver, the required documents should be presented to the FAA at least how many days prior to the planned operation? So when requesting a waiver from the FAA, 90 days. And their paperwork gets processed fast, but 90 days prior. And you remember to tell your clients that, and you bill for it. It's billable hours for your work and paperwork. Excuse me. You plan to operate a 33-pound drone to capture aerial imagery over real estate for use in sales listings. What FAA regulation is the small aircraft subject to? Part 107. Getting tired. See, I can't even read now. We're almost there. Just gotta push it. Like one of our viewers said, just keep pushing, man. On one of our live sessions, I remember some guy said that. According to 14 CFR, never give up, never surrender. According to 14 CFR Part 48, when would a small unmanned aircraft owner not be permitted to register it? All persons must register their small unmanned aircraft. If the owner does not have a valid United States driver's license, the owner is less than 13. My kids, yeah, so that would be this one. So you don't have to register your drone if you're under 13 years of age, which means that in a few years my kids will have to, if they want to continue flying. All right. According to CFR 14 CFR Part 107, what is required to operate a small unmanned aircraft within 30 minutes after sunset? Use a lighted anti-collision lights. Yes. Before, the answer would be Part 107, but now anyone can fly. They just have to have anti-collision lights. Not anti, but anti. All right. Which of the following operations is compliant with 14 CFR Part 107? Remote pilot in command is driving a moving vehicle while operating. No, you cannot be driving and operating a drone at the same time. Remote pilot in command is a passenger on an existing aircraft in flight while operating a small unmanned aircraft. No. Maybe if you're in the military, they would do some crazy stunt like that in Mission Impossible. Remote pilot in command is a passenger in a moving boat while operating a small unmanned aircraft in a non-populated area. Yes. The only problem with that is if you got to have a fast drone, or the boat has to be going slow, because if the boat's going fast, the drone can't keep up. It's bye-bye drone. You lose your drone. The remote pilot in command may operate how many small unmanned aircrafts at a time? 1. You're only allowed to operate 1 drone at a time, unless you have a buddy box. To satisfy medical requirements, all small unmanned aircraft crew must have a valid third-class medical. No. Be free of any physical or mental condition that could interfere with the safe operations of a small unmanned aircraft system. Yeah, I would say the second one, because as you can tell, I'm tired and I'm having trouble reading and mumbling, and I just want to get it over with. And you shouldn't fly if you're tired. And actually, driving while you're tired is equivalent to driving while intoxicated. So if you ever get pulled over and it's like, oh, I noticed you're swerving over the curb and you didn't have anything to drink, don't say, oh, I'm sorry, officer, I'm just really tired. Don't say you're tired. Say, oh, I didn't realize, really? Because as soon as you say you're tired, it's an infraction, and it's equivalent to driving while intoxicated. All right. To avoid a possible collision with a manned airplane, you estimate, but if you didn't have anything to drink, you can still do, you can do a breathalyzer thingy, and you'll be fine. But then again, I don't know, because you could probably blow positive if you're on medication or something. All right. So anyway, to avoid a possible collision with a manned airplane, you estimate that your small unmanned aircraft climb to an altitude greater than 600 feet, AGL. To whom must you report the deviation to? Upon request to the Federal Aviation Administration, the National Transportation Safety Board, Air Traffic Control. So upon request, remember, ask and tell. If no one asks, no need to tell. But you can probably share the story with your friends at the dinner or at the bar. But that's it. Remember, you don't have to follow your Part 107 rules and regulations if, as long as there's an emergency. No need to report the emergency if nobody saw it. But when you're having drinks with your buddies, like, hey, one time I was flying my drone, you won't believe this, I'm going to tell you what happened. I got the video here to prove it. Anyway, so remember that. Under what conditions may objects be dropped from a small unmanned aircraft system in an emergency? If precautions are taken to avoid injury or damage to persons or property or surface, if prior permission is received from aerial. I would say the second one. I don't know. It's tricky because they say you're not supposed to drop anything from your drone. Make sure everything's secure and don't do anything. Or you can, as long as nobody gets hurt or things are damaged. It's like, yes, no, yes. It's like, all right. Which pre-flight action is specifically required of the pilot prior to each flight? Check the aircraft logbooks for appropriate entries. Access to operating environment, including local weather condition, local airspace, and any flight restrictions. The location of persons and property on the. Yeah, I would say the second one. You always want to make sure the weather's right. Make sure there are no TFRs. Make sure before you fly up says you can go. Make sure there's nothing, surroundings, etc. Just make sure. It's a lot of nerve-wracking stuff you got to do before your flight. That's why I like flying with the groups, because there's always someone there that has their shit together, and you can fly with them and just watch vicariously, and then be like, okay, if we can do it, then I can do it. And then if you have questions, you just ask people. Because just because you passed the Part 107 exam and I passed, now I can fly, doesn't mean you can fly. As you can see, I'll pass this with flying colors, and I still can't fly my FPV drone, for the life of me. One day, maybe. And I've still crashed my drone. So, you can fly, but can't fly. You can know how to fly, but not know how to fly, if that makes any sense. You just have to practice. You practice for the exam, and then you practice flying. All right, anyway. There's a small unmanned aircraft system equipped with ADS-B meet the requirement for remote identification? No. Okay. And the explanation is there. Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast, ADS. That's what it's an acronym for. Equipment cannot be used to comply with the remote identification requirements. Okay. All right. Next one. That's weird. Did I skip one? Huh. Alright, there we go. When can someone with a marijuana conviction apply for a remote pilot certificate? I guess 1 year. Pot's legal, it's not a crime anymore, but just don't get caught. But if you do, you have to wait a year. Alright? It's not worth it. With all that money you spend on pot, you can buy a new drone. Alright. A civil small unmanned aircraft operating under Part 107 is permitted to have dual registration in both the U.S. and foreign country, operate only if possessing U.S. registration, operate if possessing either a U.S. registration or a foreign registration certificate. Yes, if you have a foreign registration certificate, right, it's permitted. Just show it. Yeah. Not sure if it's transferable though. Upon request by the FAA, the remote pilot in command must provide a logbook documenting small landing currency, a remote pilot certificate with a small, yeah, probably there. Anytime. That's why you always have to carry it with you. I carry a copy somewhere too, just in case. According to 14 CFR 48, when must a person register a small arm aircraft with the Federal Aviation Administration? Probably there. Remember, if it's 0.55 pounds, must be registered regardless of its intended use. That's why a lot of people buy these smaller drones, the Pavo Pico, because you don't gotta register it. Except with remote ID, which has been delayed, so don't worry about it. I don't even think it'll happen. So just fly. What speed limit applies to small aircraft operations? 100 miles per hour. 68. A small aircraft must be operated in a manner which does not endanger the life or property of another, require more than one visual observer, never exceeds 200 VAGL. I would say does not endanger the life or property of another. But where must a small unmanned aircraft serial number be listed when using either standard remote identification or broadcast module? Aircraft documents of the compliance, manufacturer method of compliance, the certificate. It has to be on your certificate of aircraft registration. What was that? Where? Certificate, yeah. And then there's a link if you can get from Drone Pilot Institute, get free stickers. Under which operational condition may you be approved to fly without remote identification capabilities? All right, so remote ID is supposed to be law. It's supposed to be in effect, but you don't have to fly with remote ID if you're doing experimental, if you're flying for research or experiment. So the correct answer for that would be, if the operation is being conducted in an FAA recognized, no. If the operation is being conducted for aeronautical research. So if you're doing aeronautical research, you don't have to comply to the identification because it's for research. All my flights are going to be under research now. So if you get busted flying your drone, so this is just research. I just built this drone and I put it together, officer, and for the sake of research, I need to make sure it works before I actually market it and sell it. But yeah, remote ID. I will have remote ID soon. I just, this is the in-flight test. We need to make sure that the motors are working. I like that, right? Can you say that? All right. 71. Which category of small aircraft worthiness must an airworthiness certificate issued by the FAA? Category 3? Category 4? I read it too fast. Which category of small aircraft must have an airworthiness certificate issued by the FAA? Category 4 must have an airworthiness certificate, like flying over people and things like that. But people still do it, Oh, hold on. I'm going to leave this one as wrong. Okay? So I can see my score. You have accepted football tickets in exchange for using your small aircraft videotape for a future construction zone. What FAA regulation is this small aircraft operation subject to? Part 107. Anytime you exchange, even if it's tickets, it has monetary value. So if you get paid in any way, dinner, it's still considered payment. It's part 107. That's why they require you. That's why even if I don't ever do anything for real estate, if I fly my drone in any of my videos and there's a YouTube ad in there, the FAA will come after me and ask if I have my part 107. So I think if I never want to do never want to do fly commercially. If you fly for fun, you think it's fun, and you throw the video up on YouTube and there's an ad, in there. If there's no ad, then that's fine because you didn't get any revenue for it. But once your ads come, and I don't get any revenue for mine, even if the video didn't make any money, because there's an ad in that video, it's considered commercialized. And now, even if you got $0 from that video, you have to have your Part 107. It kind of sucks too, because the exam's hard, as you can see. A small unmanned aircraft causes an accident and your crew member loses consciousness. When do you report the accident? 10 days. Remember, they were in the hospital, and unless they went to an urgent care, the bill's going to be a lot. Who is responsible for ensuring that there are enough crew members for a given small unmanned aircraft system operation? You, the remote pilot in command, or the project manager, or the production team, or I don't know, most likely. Who holds the responsibility to ensure all crew members who are participating in the operation are not impaired by drugs or alcohol? I would say the site supervisor, right? How do I know that you're on your toes? But most likely they're going to hold you responsible. Remote pilot in command. You're always going to come back to you. It's your fault. To conduct Category 1 operations, Category 1 is mini drone under 55 pounds. So that would be here, Category 1. Under what circumstances may lithium batteries be carried during small unmanned aircraft operations? Lithium batteries are prohibited from small. No, lithium batteries may be carried in a sealed storage container away from. Lithium batteries may be carried only when installed as primary power for the S. So you can carry them as long as they're the primary source of power. Almost there. During a flight of your small unmanned aircraft, you observe meaning see. I'm tired. During a flight of your small unmanned aircraft, you observe a hot air balloon entering the area. You should yield the right of way to the hot air balloon. Ensure the unmanned aircraft passes below. No. Expect the hot air balloon to climb. No, when you're flying your drone, because it's so small, you have to give right of way to everything and anything. Unless it's a Pablo Pico, right? Then they have to give way to you. How should the control station backlighting be set for a night flight? As bright as possible, as low as possible to maintain night vision. Set to pulsating mode. As low as possible to maintain. As low as possible. All right, we'll leave that one as wrong because I got it wrong. 80, because I want to see my score. You wish to start a local delivery business using this small America. Drop from packages. The customer's residence is not always within visual line of sight. VLOS of the remote pilot in command located at the delivery facility. Under which circumstances would this be authorized? A waiver from the FAA. There is currently no way to do this right now, but I think Amazon was doing it back in the day. While operating a small unmanned aircraft system, you experience a flyaway and several people suffer injuries. Which of the following injuries require reporting to the FAA? An injury requiring an overnight hospital stay, scrapes and cuts, bandaged on site, probably an injury requiring hospital stay. But someone will report you no matter what. Someone's like, report that guy. When the ATC clearance has been obtained, no remote pilot in command may deviate from that clearance unless that pilot obtains an amended clearance. The one exception to this regulation is an emergency. You remember, you can't deviate from any rules in the Part 107 unless it's an emergency. Okay? I hate these. Refer to figure 78. You have been contracted to inspect towers located approximately 4 nautical miles south of Sawax Gateway Airport operating an unmanned aircraft. What is the maximum altitude above ground level AGL that you are authorized to operate over the top of the towers? Remember, we went through this once before, but let's zoom in. So here's the airport over there, and you are, oops. Okay. All right, so here are the towers right here, right? It's 402, I believe. So remember, you can fly 400 feet over, right? And that's, where is it? 4 nautical miles, right? Wait, 4 nautical miles south. So that would be 4 nautical miles south of the airport. So there's the airport, and there's 4 miles, right, between, right? Okay, well, I'll show you so you can see. No, oh, my mouse. So here's the airport, 4 nautical miles south, right there. There go the towers, right? 402 feet. So probably 802. Yeah, 802. Okay. Remember, you can fly, but I would never go that high. I get nervous going like 395 feet. All right. Which of the following individuals may possess the power of Christ compels you? The power process. All right. Which of the following individuals may process an application for a Part 107 pilot certificate with a small rating? All right, I would say commercial balloon pilot, remote pilot in command, designated pilot examiner. Remember, it says which of the following individuals may process, not take, but process. So that would be designated pilot examiner. Unmanned aircraft is defined as a device operated during search and rescue operations other than public, without the possibility of direct human intervention from within the aircraft. Yes, that would be here. Remember, no, there's no human inside your unmanned aircraft. Remember, unmanned is the key word. Oh no, I said unmanned. I mean, like in can you say that now? Like, they may have to change the name because of these pronouns, right? I don't know what they're gonna do now, right? Because it's an unmanned. And what if they're non-binary? No offense, but you know, like, everyone's so triggered today with these words and an unmanned or a woman. Like, why can't it be why does it have to be a man? Why can't it be a woman? On woman there, you know, like, why? What if I don't identify it? Like, everything's so complicated today. All right, within how many days must a small unmanned aircraft accident be reported to the FAA? Remember, it's 10 days. You don't wait. Although I'd love to if I, but thankfully I haven't had any. Which of the following, because you'd be like, oh shit, what do I do? Which of the following operations would be regulated by 14 CFR Part 107? Which of the following operations would be regulated? Okay, conducting public operations during search mission, flying for enjoyment, operating. Yeah, so regulated means ruled by or controlled. If I'm flying for fun, and it's not Part 107. Conducting operations for rescue, that's part where that could be, would be, but would be. Operations are not regulated. They're conducted. So that would be operating your small unmanned aircraft for an imagery company. So if you're doing photos for someone, then you are. How long is an aircraft registration valid for? Your registration is valid for 3 years, I believe, but your license is for 2 years. Kind of messed up. It should be the same though, right? All right. The basic weather minimums for operating a small unmanned aircraft up to 400 feet AGL limit are 900 foot ceiling and 3 miles visibility. Yeah, so you have to have 900 foot ceiling, right, and 3 miles visibility. But I don't even know how anyone can tell how far 3 miles is. I guess you can. Under what conditions would a small unmanned aircraft not have to be registered before it is operated in the United States? When the aircraft weighs less than 0.55 pounds on takeoff, including everything that is on board and attached. When the aircraft has a takeoff weight that is more, under what conditions would a small aircraft not? No. All small unmanned aircraft need to be registered regardless of the weight of the aircraft before, during, and after flight. Hold on. When the aircraft weighs less than 0.55, no, you still have to register it. So I would say, oh no, so it's the first one. All right, we'll leave that like that. I thought it was all when this, because messed up. That's what happens when you're tired. Don't take the test if you're tired. If requested, to whom must I present my remote pilot certificate? Person of authority, FAA inspector. Probably person of authority or FAA inspector. If requested, to whom must I present my remote pilot? Let's see what the explanation says. So I guess person of authority. Oh, FAA inspector. Like, are they going to come to my house? All right. So we'll leave that one as wrong. You plan to release golf balls from your small unmanned aircraft at an altitude of 100 feet. You must ensure the objects being dropped will not create an undue hazard to persons or property. Land within 10 feet. I would say the first one, but see, first they say don't drop anything. Then they say you can drop stuff, just be careful. I don't know. It's tricky. Trick question. Which crew member is required to be under the direct supervision of the remote pilot in command when operating? Is required visual observer? Wait. Oh, person manipulating controls. Yeah, so which crew member is required to be under the direct supervision? So I'm the pilot in command. Who am I going to be supervising? My kids or the person manipulating the controls. Because a visual observer is watching me, and I'm watching my drone. But the crew member, supervision is the other way around. If a certificate, I'm tired. All right. If a certificated pilot, certified pilot changes permanent mailing addresses and fails to notify the FAA Airman Certification Branch of the new address, the pilot is entitled to exercise the privileges of the pilot certificate for a period of only, I guess 30 days. Like it's the same as when you move and billing and stuff like that. What action should the pilots take if a collision is anticipated? The manned aircraft pilot should give way to the right. The remote pilot should adjust this. Both pilots should give way. What action should pilots take if a collision is anticipated? No, the remote pilot should adjust course. You, as the pilot, I was so tired. I was going to pick the first one. The manned aircraft pilot should give right. No, the manned aircraft pilot, meaning manned, or the person. Sorry if I said manned. You know, if anybody's pilot who's non-binary, the person flying. They're going to have to change that question to the person flying. All right. Who is responsible for making sure the drone, let's say, is marked and listed on the Declaration of Compliance? Remote pilot in command. Wait, who is responsible for making sure that it is marked and listed on the maybe the owner or operator? Remote pilot in command. The person who submits. The person who submits. See, I'm not thinking. I gotta leave it as wrong now. Last question, because we want a real score. I want to see what I got. Because if you're tired and you take a part 107, they're not gonna feel sorry for you. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you were tired. Oh, okay, I understand. I know you knew the answer to that question." No, it doesn't work that way. It's wrong. It's wrong. Okay. So, but I'm doing it because I know I know I'll score well, but don't take it tired, because as you can see, you just make careless mistakes, and you can see I know the answer, but I just select the wrong one because I'm just not. A lot of things, that's why they say don't drive while you're tired. Each person who holds a pilot certificate, a U.S. driver's license, or a medical certificate shall present it for inspection upon request of the administrator, the National Transportation Safety Board, or any authorized administrator of the Department of Transportation, authorized representative of the Department of State, federal, state, or local law enforcement. I would say federal, state. Nope. See, I got it wrong. There. All right. So we'll leave it as wrong, and we'll grade it. Because you see all these videos on YouTube, and they're all of encounters of police officers or security guard. You know, like you say, hey, you try to de-escalate and share your credentials and knowledge with them. No way I'm running into someone in the Department of Transportation ever when I'm flying my drone. But the correct answer is, that's why I chose the other one. But great quiz. 88%, still a pilot. You still passed. But as you can see, don't take the exam when you're tired, because your score will be higher when you're on fire, when you're all good and ready to go. When you're tired, forget about it. We'll have to do a video with these, though. Anyway, I hope this video helped you, and understanding what it takes to get your Part 107. And I'm no expert, but just to, hopefully my way of explaining the questions will help you when you take your test, or when you want to take it. Download the Prepware. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Now I gotta go to bed because my kids have school tomorrow, and I have to get up, make breakfast, and all the other stuff and fun stuff that comes with it, and set the room back up. Because I was looking for some stuff. The video's over. You guys, thanks for watching. AFIX is the winner. Which is great. I'm glad somebody won. It's been a while. I wonder if I had done two. Oh no, the other one's over there. Yeah. Now I gotta put this back, which is no big deal. This is one of the things we're probably gonna build in another video. Just not this video. So many things, so many videos. I could do a video a day, believe it or not. That's how many ideas I have. But don't have the time. One day, when I'm like Captain Drone, like, what do you want to do when you retire? Make YouTube videos. That would be cool. Alright. That's it. Nighty night. It's time. I wonder if I'm still recording though. Because I remember back in the day when I would do my live videos. And it would crash. And we had Afix help us. Afix was like, your stream died. But Afix went to bed early tonight. So I won't know until I go to my channel. So wait, that's weird. I won't know. Oh, I have to disconnect AirPlay until I go to my channel. Nice. Okay, I'm live. All right, good. All right. Until next time.